What if I told you that some of the most dangerous things you could ever do are right in front of you, hidden in plain sight? Whether you're an experienced survivalist or just starting out, today, we're diving into the top 5 perilous actions that could put your life at risk. These aren't your typical dangers. They're the silent killers, the overlooked threats that could strike when you least expect it. So, buckle up, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to avoid if you want to stay safe. Neglecting situational awareness. One of the most dangerous things you could ever do is to ignore your surroundings. In any survival scenario, situational awareness is your first line of defense. But it's not just about noticing what's around you. It's about interpreting those details and anticipating potential threats. Picture this. You're hiking through a dense forest, focused solely on your GPS or map. Suddenly, you find yourself face to face with a wild animal or worse, an armed stranger. By the time you realize what's happening, it's already too late. Losing track of your surroundings isn't just dangerous in the wilderness. In urban environments, it can be even more lethal. Think of all the distractions: your phone, the noise, the crowds. It's easy to miss the subtle signs of danger. A person following you, an unusual car parked outside your house, or even a sudden change in the atmosphere of a room. Ignoring these signals can lead to situations where you're caught off guard, and that's where the real danger lies. Always keep your head on a swivel, stay alert, and trust your instincts. Overconfidence in your skills. Overconfidence can be just as deadly as ignorance. Many survivalists pride themselves on their skills, whether it's starting a fire, navigating through the wilderness, or handling weapons. But overestimating your abilities can lead to reckless decisions. Imagine trying to cross a fast-moving river because you're confident in your swimming skills, only to be swept away by the current. Or perhaps you venture deep into the wilderness with minimal supplies, thinking you can handle whatever comes your way, only to find yourself lost, dehydrated, and without shelter. Overconfidence often leads to underestimating the challenges you might face. This mindset can prevent you from taking the necessary precautions, like packing extra gear, mapping out a safe route, or seeking help when needed. Remember, survival isn't about being a hero. It's about staying alive. Don't let your ego put you in harm's way. Always prepare for the worst-case scenario and know your limits. Before we dive deeper, I want to remind you to check the link in the comments below. I've put together the ultimate survival guide, packed with everything you need to know to stay safe and prepared, no matter what. This guide goes beyond the basics, offering advanced tips and tricks that could make all the difference when it matters most. Don't miss out. Click the link in the comments to get your hands on it now and take your survival skills to the next level. Ignoring the importance of shelter. In a survival situation, shelter is more than just a place to rest. It's your protection against the elements. Yet, many people overlook its importance, prioritizing food or water instead. While those are essential, without adequate shelter, exposure to extreme weather can kill you faster than dehydration or starvation. Hypothermia, heat stroke, and frostbite are real threats that can strike quickly if you're unprepared. Consider this scenario. You're in a forest, and the temperature drops unexpectedly at night. You have no shelter, no fire, and only a light jacket. As the cold seeps into your bones, your body starts to shut down. Within hours, hypothermia can set in, leading to confusion, unconsciousness, and eventually death. On the flip side, if you're in a desert environment, the sun can be just as deadly. Without proper shade, you could suffer from heat stroke, which can cause organ failure and death within a matter of hours. The key to survival is to always prioritize building or finding shelter as soon as possible. Whether it's constructing a simple lean-to, finding a cave, or using a survival blanket, having a safe place to protect you from the elements is crucial. Relying too much on technology. In today's world, we're all guilty of relying too much on technology. Whether it's our smartphones, GPS devices, or even modern survival gadgets, we trust these tools to guide us, keep us safe, and help us survive. But what happens when these devices fail? Batteries die, signals are lost, and equipment malfunctions. If you've placed all your trust in technology, you might find yourself in a dire situation with no backup plan. Consider a scenario where your GPS leads you deep into a remote area, and suddenly, it loses signal or the battery dies. Without a physical map or compass, you're stranded with no sense of direction. Or imagine depending solely on a fire-starting gadget, only to find it broken when you need it most. In these moments, the dangers become real, and your chances of survival diminish. The solution is to never rely solely on technology. Always have a backup plan, and more importantly, hone your basic survival skills. Learn how to navigate using the stars, start a fire with natural materials, and identify safe drinking water sources without the aid of a purifier. Technology can be a great asset, but it should never be your only lifeline. Ignoring your physical and mental limits. Pushing beyond your physical and mental limits can be one of the most dangerous things you could ever do in a survival situation. The human body is incredibly resilient, but it also has breaking points. Exhaustion, dehydration, hunger, and extreme stress can all lead to fatal mistakes. Imagine being so fatigued that you misjudge a step on a steep trail, resulting in a fall, or pushing your body to the point of collapse while searching for water in a desert, only to end up disoriented and lost. Mental limits are just as critical. Survival is as much a psychological battle as it is a physical one. The stress of being in a life-or-death situation can lead to panic, poor decision-making, and ultimately, despair. It's easy to think that you can handle anything, but when the reality of survival sets in, the mental toll can be overwhelming. The best way to prepare for this is to train both your body and mind. Regular physical exercise, mental resilience training, and even mindfulness practices can help you stay calm and focused under pressure. Recognize when you're reaching your limits and take the necessary steps to rest, recuperate, and reassess your situation. Survival is a marathon, not a sprint, and knowing when to slow down can save your life. So, there you have it, the most dangerous things you could ever do as a survivalist. These aren't just hypothetical risks. They're real threats that have claimed lives. But now that you're aware of them, you're one step closer to staying safe. Remember, survival is about making smart decisions, staying prepared, and knowing your limits. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your fellow survivalists. And hey, check out the link in the comments for exclusive gear that could be the difference between life and death in your next survival adventure. Stay safe out there.